Hello one and all, and welcome back aboard the home of the Hype Train and its dedicated football team, Hype Train FC. Welcome back aboard for more grassroots football coverage of the Reading Sunday Social League as we enter the penultimate round of action for Matchday 6 in the RSSL, with the team coming up against another train for a name as we welcome Thames Valley Railway FC to the club's home down at Calcot Recreation Ground on Sunday the 23rd of May 2021. Heading into this encounter, this was 3rd versus 8th in the league, with Thames Valley on a single point after 5 matches, picking up an opening day 3-3 draw against Tyler's Titans, with a victory for the team essential if we're aiming for a top 2 spot and a place in the grand final in June. The team were kitted out in our Kitlocker orange power-up strip as we lined up with Jake Holloway in goal, with a back four that consisted of Robert Austin, new club captain Vincent van Lembergen, Martin King and Rod Stevens. In midfield, Sam Bolwell occupied defensive midfield and was joined in the centre of the park by Clayton Holloway and Callum Parr-Jones, whilst for the second week on the spin, John Watkins and Callum Fox-Spence were out wide in support of Phil Newport in the team's lone forward position. We had 3 substitutes for the game against TVR, with Waleed Zaki joined by Sam Padden and Owen Jones for the occasion. Ahead of kickoff in the RSSL, you can go below in our bio and check out some of the great people, personalities and companies that supported and backed the RSSL. You can find out more about the RSSL's primary sponsors, web design agency Lens Digital, in the description below, alongside the team at Football in Berkshire, Awards FC and ourselves at the Hype Train. First offerings in the game arise when Callum Parr-Jones duels with his opposing midfielder. He does well to body him, leaving for dead, and then he takes a touch in. He's got a shooting opportunity with a shot going left of the goalkeeper's mark. It's all the team in orange to start the game, and we pick up with Sam Bolwell returning a throw-in to myself at left back. I look to get a cross in, but the cross is blocked and the Thames defender's able to get there. He clears away, but it's intercepted by Callum Fox-Spence, who does very well to do a crossfield pass to Rod Stevens. Rod has ample time to look out for Phil Newport, who's got a couple of touches in him before he unleashes a shot. It just goes wide of the mark again. Back on the attack again, and we're starting this time down the right hand side with John Watkins and Clayton Holloway doing well to combine. Clayton sets John free down the right hand side and he's able to get a low cross in. It's cleared away by Thames and straight back out to Clayton, who hits a shot. It loops in, and what you see here is the goalkeeper and the defender have a complete mix up, with the ball eventually going up for a corner. Still looking for the first goal, Clayton Holloway does well here to body off the opposing Thames player, with the ball going out to Rob. There's a touch and a shot before the ball trickles in play. Still, Callum Fox-Spence does really well to keep it in play before putting in a cross of his own. Callum Parr-Jones does really well to collect the ball. He takes a couple of touches and unleashes a shot. It then rebounds and flicks into the box. Sam Bolwell's at hand to then win the ball, and he hits the post, but it's not done yet. Phil Newport picks the ball up, takes a shot, but it's defended well and out for a corner. There's a calm, measured approach on the right hand side as we're looking to edge our way forward here. John Watkins does well to combine with Rod Stevens from a throw-in before we're playing in Clayton Holloway in central midfield. Rod here has a lot of time on the ball to pick out his pass, and as John gets away from his man, he takes one touch to set, buries the second effort into the back of the net, with this being John's latest goal in the RSSL. It's always good to include some good interplay into some of our highlight videos. Sometimes it's just a lot of chances and mistakes, but we do well here, starting with Callum Parr-Jones winning the ball back. Callum Fox plays back to myself at left back, and I play in field to Sam Bolwell. It goes back out to myself, and there's acres of time again for the fullbacks to get onto the ball. Callum Fox is then played in, and then it goes back across to Phil Newport. Phil does well to jinx away from a couple of players. Callum Parr then picks up the ball again, and the ball is scurried across. Eventually, after a bit of pinball going out to Rod Stevens, Rod takes a touch and a set, and his shot bobbles in front of the goalkeeper to the point that we win a corner from what was quite a tame shot. Poor Thames just couldn't get out in the first half an hour, and they find themselves again on the back foot as Callum Parr does very well again to retrieve the ball. He plays in Callum Fox, who takes a delightful touch around the defenders. He's in one-on-one, and the goalkeeper Charlie makes a great saving goal for the visitors. Finally, some action at the other end, and you're seeing here a Thames Valley counter-attack as the ball gets shifted from left to right. Their number 8 picks up the ball here, and he's squaring up against Rob at left back. The shot goes in, Rob clears well for what could have been a goal. We've got another Rod Stevens set piece here from the right hand side, and it gets flicked on with Martin King doing well to retrieve the ball. He alley-oops through the defender's legs and then provides a delightful cross into the back post. John Watkins again is at hand to win the first duel, with the ball going in off the roof of the net, meaning that we've doubled our lead. With a commanding lead in place, Thames had to work hard to break down our defensive line here, and we're defending quite well. As you can see here, this is a really good example of what happens when Thames try to break our lines. Roddy does very well with the clearance. Thames yet again have another opportunity to break the deadlock of their own, and what you're about to see here is Vincent van Lemberg, and our captain does a defensive clearance away, and it's fallen into Jake Holloway's hands in goal. The referee has actually given an indirect free kick 7 yards out for the visitors when it shouldn't have been. And from the resulting set piece here, the kick is parried away by the defensive wall before a follow-up goes wide. Our first opportunity to attack in the second half came when Jake Holloway excellently collected a set piece from TVR. The ball is thrown out quickly to Sam Bowell in midfield, and he's got time on the ball to obviously play it into Callum Parr-Jones. CPJ does well to put the ball into an area with Phil Newport chasing on via a deflection. Charlie Smith, their keeper, does well to come out, and Callum Fox-Spence shanks the effort with an open goal. Switching to our Canon camera for the final part of the game, Rod Stevens, the right back, has an opportunity here to test the goalkeeper from a set piece. The ball is whipped over the wall, and as you can see, their goalkeeper makes another good save. Charlie had a great game. And you're about to see why here again. As we collect the ball here, John Watkins has an instinctive shot, and Charlie saves well again. From a set piece here, we have time to take on the ball as we're looking to draw down some of the minutes. John Watkins here rattles the bar from a header, and as you're about to see here, Thames have an opportunity to a counter from their own. The ball's gone down the right hand side, and Vince is on hand to clear away. The attack isn't over though yet, as Thames play the quick ball in. They look to obviously attack down the same channel, and it goes into their central man, their number 8. He's able to take a turn away, and the ball's put into an area in the penalty box. It falls out to one of their players, but the shot's well over. In this latest attack, you're about to see the defence clear the ball, and Sam Padden and Callum Fox-Spence come into frame here. Pads does well to attack down the line and frees in Callum Fox-Spence. The number 7's got a chance to get the ball into an area. We're appealing for a handball, but the referee's not having it. Jakey's now got the ball at his feet, and we've got a bit of time to play again. Martin shifts the ball out right to Rod, who then looks up eventually and finds Sam Bolwell in the middle of the park. Rod's looking for it, and Bolwell eventually receives it. There's a nice little 1-2 again with Martin, Rod and Bolwell playing a nice triangle. Roddy then decides to take a first time cross into an area, which is eventually cleared out, but is still in play and dangerous. Clayton's the first to pick up the ball, and he cuts in and takes a shot at goal. Charlie, their goalkeeper, again makes a good save and collects well to keep the score at 2-0. Now from the right hand side again, it was another opportunity for the team to make another attack, with Rod playing infield to Callum Fox, who does a nice first time pass into Sam Bolwell. Bolwell passes out wide to Phil Newport, who then has the ball received back to him, and his shot just goes wide again, but we're getting closer. Now from the left hand side, the ball's played into Sam Bolwell, and it's returned to Vincent van Lembergen. What you're about to see here is the ball shifted down on the left hand side with Sam Padden running in. He's got an opportunity to go for goal himself, and Charlie, their keeper, does well to get down again, and we win a corner. Late on in the day here, we're working the ball again through midfield with Clayton Holloway playing in Waleed Zaki down the right. The big dub has acres of time to assess his options, and he decides to beat his man. He puts the ball through his legs, glides into the penalty area, gets across, and he's clattered into. It's a foul, and we're winning a penalty. John Watkins is loving it on the sideline, and as you're about to see here, Callum Fox has decided to sacrifice himself so Jono can complete his hat-trick.
Now, mate, no one hide in the corner. They can. Yeah.
Stepping up to the mark, John Watkins decides that he's just going to blast it down to the keeper's right, completing his hat-trick, and also ensuring that at the very last we keep a clean sheet, the first in the tournament as well. In what was a scrappy and bitty game at times, the team were able to get the job done on a windy morning down at Calcot due to John Watkins' first treble for the club, a day the number 20 won't forget as we continue our journey in the RSSL. Elsewhere in the competition during Matchday 6, the twists and turns of the table continued as our victory moved us up to second place, with 10-man Woodley drawing 0-0 at home to Southbank, pushing the latter to third in the table ahead of the final day clash against Tyler's Titans. Caversham United also put themselves in contention for a place in the final under the strict conditions that they beat ourselves and Titans beating Southbank on the final day with a 3-1 victory over Rose and Thistle. New England also secured 6th place in the league with a narrow 2-1 victory against Tyler's Titans. Next up for the team, we take on friends-turned-rivals Caversham in the final RSSL League outing on Sunday the 6th of June, with the team needing just to beat the popular social media outfit to secure a place in our first ever final. You're not going to want to miss out on the big match on the team's YouTube channel, we can guarantee that. Until next time, believe the hype.